welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudy and thank you so much for being here. My hands are feeling dry. I need some hand lotion. How is everybody doing? Today we are going to do our last month's favorites and flops. I realized with my current upload schedule being once a week that it is a little bit harder for me to do my favorites and flops like at the beginning of each month because I don't really know when that upload's gonna come. I'm gonna try and be better about it. But for the sake of still wanting to upload this video every month because it is one of my favorites to film and also I think one of your favorites to watch based on my Instagram. So on my Instagram I have a broadcast channel, which is essentially an area where I can talk directly to you to your inbox, and I ask a lot of polls and questions over there, and I asked about what I should post first this upcoming week, and favorites and flops won by a mile. So that is what we are doing today, and this is basically going to be everything from like mid-August to this point in September. So we've got some really good stuff, we've got some really not so great stuff. Most of it is makeup, like 1 or 2 skincare products, but I've been really dedicated to using the same skincare recently, so it's mostly been makeup that I've been switching up, and I'm being much more particular about what I use and like makeup wise because I did a huge declutter, which I talked about I think in a short, and I'm planning on doing a video talking about some of the things that I kept and maybe doing a video about some of the things that I got rid of, but I just think it's gonna be a little bit complicated to do that because I literally got rid of so much. So the things that are now in my favorites and flops are legitimately things that either I made room for in my collection or I knew right away I was not going to keep. So some of these I literally gave multiple shots to try and be good, and some I knew very quickly that they were not going to be worth it. So if you are interested in that, or you like old style of YouTube but talking about new makeup, I would love to have you subscribe. So I'm wearing all of my favorites today, so if there's something that you like, we will probably talk about it, but I actually want to start with a fail today. We always start with a favorite, so we're going to start with a flop today. And this is something that we talked about in a recent video where I had picked up a new shade of the BareMinerals bronzer, and I grabbed their new highlighters. These are called the highlighting blushes from the Gen Nude collection, and I love the bronzers. They look like this, very similar to that, but they're actually blushes that have like the tiniest bit of a bronzer effect to them. They're really just like really nice powder blushes, but I'm obsessed with this range. I've honestly loved every shade I've tried. So when I saw that they were coming out with a highlighting blush version, I definitely wanted to try it. However, I did try this on camera. I think it was like a couple weeks ago. I just found that this wasn't doing much for me. These have a very soft pigmentation to them. Like they're incredibly soft, which I like, but because of that, they kind of show up pretty pigmented. I didn't love this shade, this like pinkish shade, but it was the lightest option that I thought would work on me as a highlighter. I've tried to make it work a couple times and I just haven't liked the effect. I know some people really like this, but it kicks up a lot of product and I find that it just doesn't do much for the skin. Like I don't find that it really highlights or blushes. It just kind of adds powder to the face, and I'm not really a person who likes a finishing powder that has like glitter or shimmer in it. I would much rather use like a matte powder than go in with something that has shimmer in it. So I don't know, I just like didn't find a purpose for this in my routine. I think back in the day I would have used something like this as like a blush topper, but I'm a low maintenance person and I just don't find room for this in my routine. So for that reason, I don't personally recommend it. So I would say probably my biggest favorite of the last month, and something I would not ever think would be a favorite for me, was this Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Stick Skin Tint. It sounds strange because I've never seen a skin tint put into a stick, and I would say most stick foundations are considered to be more mattifying, more full coverage. They kind of skip on the skin and they just like don't look good on me. I'm not a fan of a lot of stick foundations. I haven't found one that I really like. I used to like the faux filter one from Huda Beauty, but I don't know if I would like it now just because my style has changed, my skin has changed. But there is something so special about this stick. This is actually the stick version of the skin tint. I think I actually decluttered it. So look at me decluttering. The regular skin tint version is like more matte It kind of has like a perfecting finish to it, and I just never like was drawn to using it. It also broke a lot of people out, so I was just very careful about when I used it. So I was nervous about the stick version, but my friend Kevin told me that it was amazing. It gave more of a hydrated natural finish, and I was shocked by that because how can you get a natural finish from a stick? I don't know how they did it, but they did. It's super soft, it's super blendable, it feels like butter on the skin, it blends beautifully with a brush. I've not tried it with a sponge because I think when you're using a stick product, it's best to like kind of drag and pat it into the skin with a brush, like a flat brush. I think I used the Say Big Brush because it's nice and dense and can really pack on the skin. I wear shade 8. Granted, it is September and I'm very tan, but in the winter, I'm probably shade 7 or 6. I love this for that like natural soft matte look. If that's you and you like adding highlighter to the face rather than having a full face of a dewy finish, you would really like this. I also got a lot of comments because I thought the product stopped here, but actually when you keep turning it, the product continues to pop out, which I don't want to do it because I don't want to like, but like see how it keeps going? It keeps popping out after the fact. You have to like shove it back in afterwards. But it basically is a no waste product. So after that's done, you can go and recycle it. So I think they did an amazing job with this product. This is the best Fenty coverage product that they have. And I don't like a lot of Fenty coverage products. And this one has reached like the top of my list. I really, really like it. Next up is also a fail that I talked about in the BareMinerals video. I think it was just like a face of trying a lot of new makeup. And unfortunately, it is a tubing mascara. This is the KVD full sleeve tubing mascara. I had a lot of high hopes for this because a lot of newer tubing mascara formulas have been released recently, and I think that now like companies are starting to get on the bandwagon of what a tubing mascara is, and I can appreciate that. You know, I'm currently developing my own tubing mascara. It's actually what I have on today, and so I get it, but this one is not the vibe for me personally for a couple of reasons. So first and foremost is the wand. It's actually created to have like these little fish hooks in it, which you can't super see because it's very saturated with product, but it's supposed to hook each one of your lashes and like separate them with this like hook style product. It's innovative, but I think that the wand is too, I don't know, bulbous, and secondarily, it's not able to hook in your lashes because the formula is so watery. So like, I don't know if you can tell from like the sound or the look of it, but it's got a very watery, lightweight consistency to it, which is not my favorite. And I've had this open now for over a month and it's still really, really lightweight, which is fine. Lightweight is good, but when it comes to a tubing mascara, you want something that has the formulation to be slightly thicker because it's already kind of a different style mascara than a typical mascara, like washable mascara. So I don't know. I just didn't like it. I found that this got all over my like eyes up here when I would apply it because it was again so lightweight and thin that it was like flicking upwards. And because the bristles are so far apart in the wand, it was just causing them to stick together and clump together, which is kind of like all the things I don't like about mascara is when your eyelashes stick together and it gets really messy. So again, with there being so many good options out there, which I'm trying this one right now from Sephora and it's called the Lash Craft. This is not a tubing mascara, but it does come off with just water. I really like this one. It's a great wand. So there are other options out there if you're looking for a good actual tubing mascara. And this one is just not my vibe. Next, is a winner chicken dinner of a blush. And I honestly did not have any expectations for this blush because I don't tend to go for a matte blush, but I am obsessed with these blushes from M Cosmetics. These are the Pillow Plush blushes. I wore these with the Fenty Beauty stick every day for like 2 weeks because I loved the look so much. These are the only 2 shades in the Pillow Plush blush collection at this time. I feel like they'll probably expand because they're sold out, but they're kind of like this matte putty and you can't really tell if it's like a cream, a powder, a putty, and it gives you the most beautiful, almost like airbrushed finish to your cheeks. I have on a different blush that we're gonna talk about at the end of the video that is a different winner, but these I have been wearing them together. So like I'll put this shade in Peanut on and then I'll put on the shade Tickled, and I just love touching them. Like I love feeling them and like they're just amazing. I I'm just so impressed with M Cosmetics and how they continue to find the best formulations and the most innovative formulations. And on top of that, they came with these little pillow puffs that you use to apply the product. I keep them in their little packets. It's just a really fun way to apply the product, and I think it's the best way to apply this kind of like really interesting consistency. I love the packaging. They last all day. They make you look completely airbrushed, like you don't even need any powder in this area because they work so well, and the colors are stunning. I highly recommend you pick these up for fall. They're like the perfect shades for fall. I wish that Reed was here to talk about this fail, because this is a fail from him, and it is a bad one, you guys. This is the Hero Cosmetics Bright Eyes Illuminating Eye Cream. I was really excited about this, and I find it interesting how brands are always somehow releasing products around the same time. I don't know how that happens. I guess it'd be like the trend cycle and trend forecasting for the next year. But I feel like a lot of brands have been coming out with illuminating eye creams over the past year. Eye creams that have like a little bit of a tint to them and maybe a little bit of shimmer. So comes to mind is like the Live Tinted eye cream, First Aid Beauty Niacinamide eye cream, the Naturium eye creams. Those are all like tinted where they have like shimmer in them. And they also have like a slight color tone to them. And so Hero came out with one, and I was really excited for this because Hero is a great drugstore or slash affordable skincare brand. And this came with a like metal cooling tip, which I thought was a great extra bonus to help depuff the under eyes. Live Tinted also has the under eye cooling tip on it. And the claims for this product are that it is depuffing and it is made with caffeine, ginseng, and illuminizing eye tint. And I don't know if it's the ginseng or if it's the shade that they chose for the tint, but this turned Reed's under eyes lime green, like the color of this tube, lime green. So this is the color of the tint when it comes out of the tube. It's not exactly the most amazing, beautiful tint. It's like a yellow, like a bright yellow, which if knowing what I know now about Reed's under eyes, I can like almost see the green in it. But it has a nice luminizing look to it, and it has like, when you buff it in, it looks really hydrated and dewy and pretty. But turns out if you don't blend it in enough or you don't wear makeup, which my husband doesn't, it might turn literally lime green under your eyes. I'm certain that I've put a picture in here, but he came home from work one day and I was laying with him on the hammock and I was like, what the hell happened to you? Did you get hit in the face at work because you have two green under eyes like you're turning into the Hulk or Shrek? What is happening to you? And I like went like this and pulled some of it out, and it was like part of the eye cream that had like settled under his eyes and turned green. I don't know why, but I know that seeing that was enough to make me never want to use this. So there are other eye creams out there that give you a really beautiful luminizing tint under the eye. I named a few at the beginning of this. I like all of those. So unless you want a random lime green under eye, I would stay away from this. It's funny how it's actually a lime green tube too. Like, how did that happen? Okay, I know I said that this might be the best favorite in the video, but honestly, this might be the best favorite in the video. And it is the Rare Beauty, like, I don't even know what it's called because it literally just says Rare Beauty on it, but it is their new laminating brow gel. Let's step back for a minute. I've gotten a lot of comments here on Instagram, on TikTok about my brows and how they have drastically changed in style in the last like couple months. So basically I decided that I wanted to grow my brow hairs out because we've talked about this many times. If you're new here, I always end up plucking the tail off of this eyebrow because I could never match the shapes of my eyebrow, and I felt like I was always trying to pluck one to get the other one to match. So I decided for a couple months I would use a brow serum, which I use the Grande Brow, which I would consider to be also a favorite, like in conjunction with this, but I'm currently out of it. It's in my empties. So I decided to use a brow serum for a couple months and let them go completely wild, not trim them, not pluck them, nothing. Just use a brow serum, and I laminated them with like a lamination like stuff at home, which was, I don't recommend doing, but I did it. And when they started growing and getting longer, I went to LA with Ulta Beauty, and one night we went out to the Half Magic party, which I have a get ready with me on that. And I laminated my brows because I wanted to put her her glitter like inside of the eyebrows and have them be like this moment where I had glittery eyebrows. And ever since then, I loved the way that they looked like really big and fluffed up and how they like accentuated my eyes and my features, and they kind of like counteract against my red hair. So when I came home, I kept using the Got2b glue to do my eyebrows. Then I remembered that Rare Beauty had sent an eyebrow gel and that Selena Gomez made a video about how she thinks she had over laminated her brows and she was using this product, and I was like, oh, I should try this. And I have not gone back. It is so, so good. If you are a person who likes to laminate their brows or likes the laminated look of eyebrows, you have to try this. It is so good. It's a clear product and it has a really, really nice wand that's like a little bit short on one side and longer on the other side. I have a few gripes about it, and it's all for the fact that apparently it's a limited edition product, which makes no sense in terms of having a brow product to be limited edition. But if you look on Sephora, it says that it's out of stock and it's limited edition. And then if you go on Rare Beauty's website, it's available. So I'm pretty sure you can pick it up on Rare Beauty's website, but there's something fishy about this product where either they're gonna stop selling it or they don't want to sell it at Sephora or something, because you can't get it at Sephora. However, I'm gonna buy a backup of this on Rare Beauty's website because I like it so much and I use it every single day. I honestly like the look of the bushy brows. I have maybe plucked a few that have gone like underneath my brows here, but otherwise I haven't touched them, and my tail is back. It's not as strong as this tail, but she's back, and I have the full shape of my eyebrows back. So I used to pluck like this so that I would have more of like a flat eyebrow, but my eyebrows just want to grow like this, and who am I to pluck them out? If they keep coming back, they want to be there. So anyways, if you like a laminated brow look and you want a really strong hold, you should absolutely pick this up from the Rare Beauty website because it is the best Rare Beauty product that has ever been made. Maybe that and their lip oils, which are lip stains, those are the best two. They're so good. I'm telling you guys, you will love it. So this is a lip product fail that I would consider to be in the vein of like, I don't know, the color changing situations and just like making things for the sake of making things, which I kind of think Huda Beauty does. And this is from the Glowish line from Huda Beauty. These are the Super Jelly Lip Balms. These came out with another like launch that they had of eyeshadow palettes, like eyeshadow quads, which also were very cheap and like broke in transit. I was not a fan of like the whole entire package they sent me, but these obviously caught my eye because I love like a little lip balm moment. But these are just cheap in many, many ways. So they come in 4 shades, but the shades themselves like don't really match what's in the tube type of vibe. The first shade is in coconut and it's just like an orangey brown. It shows up as a clear. They smell fruity, I guess. I don't know. But the packaging themselves feels kind of cheap. And additionally, outside of the fact that I don't like the shades, they're very, very, very thin. And I really am very particular about wanting a thick, luxurious feel on the lips. This one is in Goji Berry. Again, it's like basically clear. They're all basically clear. This one is in Matcha and it is green, but it's not green. They all smell the same. They don't smell like their thing. And this is supposed to turn pink, like pH adjusting, but as you can see, it's still kind of like clear. I don't need a green lipstick, believe it or not, even though it doesn't show up green. And then the only one that I semi-liked the color of was this one in Blueberry because it reminds me of the Glow Recipe Blueberry Lip Balm, and which I like better. I like the Glow Recipe one better than this one. But these are the shades. So obviously they're pretty much freaking clear. Like that's the blue, the matcha, the goji berry, and the coconut. This is obviously the best one in terms of shade. I'm not a fan. I think that they're really, really thin on the lips. They feel just like an oil and they don't have any longevity. I think they're really just like kiddish. They look like kids makeup and they feel like kids makeup. And Huda Beauty and Glowish is in Sephora. So if you want a good actual lip treatment, I would recommend the Naturium ones way over that, or these new Nude Sticks ones, which will probably be in my favorites next month. They've come out with a tinted version of their lip treatments and they are absolutely beautiful, but don't waste your money on like chapsticks that are just gonna dry your lips out. They're not worth it. We are gonna end this video on a high note.
Oh, yay! A hattie note!
We're ending it on a hattie note, a hattie note, a hattie note. We're ending it on a hattie note.
And Penny!
First of all, I'm back down to just 2 dogs instead of 4, which is literally heaven on earth. I don't know how anyone can have 4 dogs, but I was watching my mom's dogs for 2 weeks and it was so stressful. And now that I'm back down to 2, I just feel like so much better, so much better. So let's finish this video out with my last favorite, which is something I haven't seen anyone talk about. And that is the Cali Ray SoCal Super Bloom Lip and Cheek Hydrating Soft Stain. I love these. This is what I have on right now. I'm obviously over blushed as usual. I'm always over blushed. These are the perfect everyday throw on a lip and cheek color and go. I love them. So my favorite shade is Dawn Patrol. I thought it was called After Dawn. It's called Dawn Patrol. I'm sorry. And it's this like beautiful brownie mauve shade that obviously is my favorite. And they have a super dewy, almost like oily feel to them. And I use a brush to blend them out. And they give you like the slightest stain to your cheeks while also keeping this like luminized, hydrated look to your skin. I don't apply a highlighter when I'm wearing these. And I mostly like to wear them on no makeup days where I have on like just a little bit of concealer or just SPF, because they are a little bit, like I said, oily, and they don't play well with super, like a lot of other products, they don't play well with powder really. So although they are finicky, I find them to be so pretty on, again, like the barely there skin makeup days. I do have it on with concealer and the stick foundation today. I don't have any powder on, which I would just, again, recommend wearing a powder. I would not recommend wearing a powder with these, but the shades are stunning. I also am wearing the shade Heat Wave, which is the hot pink, on my lips. And they have, again, that like sort of oily finish to them that feels really plump and thick. And once that wears off, I just go in with a clear product on top and you still have that pink shade that has stained your lips. I find these to be like, I thought they might be similar to what the Rare Beauty lip oils would be like, but they actually are better suited for the cheeks than the lips, in my opinion. I still like to use them on the lips, especially if you want to do like a quick monochromatic look, but I find them to be really easy. They last a long time. I love the applicator. They smell like coconut, not super strong, but you know, like everything that Cali Ray does kind of has that coconutty smell to them. And I think the packaging is so cute. Again, Dawn Patrol is by far my favorite shade, but they're all really pretty if you can find one that you like. And I actually got mine in store at Sephora. And that, my friends, was my last month of favorites and flops. I'm actually getting my hair done tomorrow. I think I'm gonna keep growing my hair out. I kind of can't decide because I like the length that it's at right now, which, what would you know, because I literally always have my hair up, but it's like just hitting my shoulders. So I'm gonna decide if I wanna like keep it long or keep it this length, give it a trim. Let me know in the comments what you think. Obviously we're keeping the red. Did you see Meredith Duxbury cut her hair into a bob and dyed it red? I was like, okay girl, go absolutely orf queen. All right, my dogs want me real bad, so we're gonna go outside because it's so beautiful out, and I will see you guys in the next video really soon. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.